Okay, so here you are working the curb, and I caught this. I noticed you were ollieing down the curb. It looks like here. What's up with that? I mean, I love that you're doing it.
I tried ollieing up the curb and I couldn't do it. And then these skaters said, hey, try ollieing down the curb. It's the same motion and it'll give you the feel of changing, and it helps. And as soon as I did this, I felt better ollieing down a curb than I do ollieing on the flat. It just, I think I had more air time.
Well, we get an extra six inches or so, right? But look at this ollie. That's a really good ollie, man. It's really nice. It looks very confident. Let's watch it. It looks very confident. Let's watch your heel for a second. It
It's
goes
down.
down. Yeah, it's down, right?
It's almost scraping the ground. Hey, after I did this, I took a strip of cardboard and I laid it by the edge of the curb. And that was that cardboard that I was using as an obstacle when I was working by the field there. And that helped me a lot too. So it was just a progressive hack. Couldn't go up the curb, so I went down the curb. Then I put an obstacle in front of the curb, and it helped.
That's awesome, man. Let's watch another one here. Now, let me ask you a question, because this is a big deal, and this is a huge part of your learning. Why aren't you scared of this?
Because if I miss, I'm not going to slam.
That's interesting, because you're jumping from a higher point, which means, from a physics perspective, if you miss, you're going to slam way harder.
Not psychologically though. The psychological thing is, and then the reality is, the physics is, if I miss on this, if I don't go high enough on this, I'll still roll forward. If I don't go high enough on a curb, my board's going to stop, and I'm going to either have to run or I'm going to have to pick myself up.
Hold right there. Hold that thought. You just identified your fear, right? Your fear isn't the height of the ollie. It's not even the speed of the ollie. You've proven that in your earlier video, and you're proving it here because you're ollieing high off a curb. I mean, relatively high for you, right? Your fear is of catching the back wheels unexpectedly and then having to try to save yourself. So right. you have a fear of the wheels stopping. You're not alone, my friend. You are not alone. But
you see these skaters here. When I walked up to these guys, they were like really helpful. I said, can any of you guys ollie up a curb? And they looked at each other, and they're varying degrees of confidence.
Well, look at the kid. I mean, in the background there, you can see he clips his wheels, just looks like maybe just barely. And then he's like, nope, I'm out. I'm bailing.
Yeah.
So I think we've identified something really important.
And that's pretty good simultaneous choreography there, isn't it?
I don't know how you worked that one out, but nice job. What I like about this is the confidence in the ollie, right? This is not your most powerful ollie. This is just a real natural little ollie. It's like, boop, no big deal. It doesn't even, like, you didn't even think about it. You're just ollieing and you're landing and you're cruising away. What I really like about that, right, is the confidence. For you, a huge factor in your learning is the confidence. It's the confidence of what you're doing. I mean, or the confidence in what you're about to do is what I'm trying to say. And you lack confidence in yourself when it comes to ollieing up the curb, even though I'll bet if we look at this one, let's see how high you actually ollie off that curb. Probably just high enough, maybe a little too low to clear the curb if you were going the other way. So then psychologically something changes, right? As soon as we put you going into the curb, then it's like game on. You're nervous about it, right?
Right.
Okay, let's take a look at this right here. There it is. Okay, so I want you to just do a quick analysis and tell me what you did and did not do well. Okay, start with what you did well.
I didn't fall. I didn't get injured.
Nice job. Okay. What else is good? Something good happened right here.
Well, my legs are straight. I'm not over bending. Oh, my heel didn't go down.
And your timing is good. You're getting the nose up over the curb, no problem. You have no problem timing it. So timing is not an issue for you. Does that make sense? That's a really important thing. You're not like ramming into the curb. You're not going way too early. You're going right on time. Intuitively, you know the right time to go. That's a very cool thing.
I fear froze. I mean, my foot is high enough, but I didn't flick. If I would have flicked, that would have been up and over.
You know what? Practice your failures. I want you to go back to this school. This is homework, right? Ready for homework number 2?
Got it.
I want you to go roll slow into that curb, and I want you to ollie and land on it 25 to 50 times, if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
I want you to overcome your fear by practicing it. You're not learning a bad thing. You're going to learn timing, and you're going to learn sensitivity, and you're going to learn how to land on your board and and absorb the impact of a full stop, which you kind of did right there anyways, but you'll be even better at it, and you won't be scared of it anymore.
Well, that was one of the things that we learned in that other series that you're doing with me, the backside 50-50. I started putting my feet in different positions on the board so that I could practice being awkward. And then when I actually started, I'd come off the 50-50 in an awkward foot position. It wasn't awkward. It was something that I'd practiced.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here's going to be the fun thing. The first time that you ollie and you land on this, and then you lift your back foot up, and if you can get your front foot just to the nose, you can lift your back foot up and teeter-totter the wheels up over the curb, kind of like walking up a stair, which most people learn how to walk downstairs, right? But you can walk right up a stair too. I want you to play around with that. I want you to play around with your failure. And I think that's going to help you overcome your confidence in approaching the curb and knowing what the outcome is going to be if you clip the wheels. It's really important. Okay, I want to leave it right there because I love what you're doing. But you sent me a video of something really cool that you did that I think it's worth just seeing, where you tried to ollie up the curb and then you moved over to a wheelchair ramp. What happened there?
Well, there's a skater there named Lee who was really helpful. And he was watching me do this, and he said, hey, if you can't ollie up a big curb, there's a really small curb over here. And he took me over to a wheelchair ramp, which starts out at 0. So it starts out flat, and it has a yellow painted curve, so it's easy to spot. And then it gradually goes up to full curb height. So the first time I tried this, I tried it at the 0 point, and I freaked out. It was even too intimidating.
That's awesome.
So I think it was funny. I could ollie down a curb that had a yellow stripe on it, but I couldn't ollie up a flat that had a yellow stripe on it because psychologically it was going up.
All right, so here you are. This is awesome. This whole wheelchair curb, it gives you like a nice progressive height of curb to work with. Genius hack, man. You said they were high school kids that you were skating with?
The kid who taught me this, his name is Lee. He's in high school, yeah.
Hey, look at this too. Like this is your first attempt, isn't it?
Yeah, it was at 0. I was at the flat part, and it still freaked me out.
That's pretty funny. Let's go. This maybe is your second attempt. Okay, here we go. Oh, little baby attempt. You're scared of that thing. And you weren't even ollieing over anything right there. You'll ollie off a 6-inch high curb, but you won't ollie over a nothing?
Yeah. Part of it's the wall in front of me.
I get that, yeah. There's definitely, this is not a totally ideal learning environment because you're going to run into the wall no matter what you do, unless you land at a slow enough speed and carve hard or kick turn. But yeah, like I like this though, because progressively you're starting to work your way into it. Oh, here's one. Let's take a look at this. Nope, didn't like that one. Here we go. Yeah. And look at that. Like, let's see if you cleared the paint on the actual curb. I mean, you're clearing the front edge. So if you're clearing the front edge of the paint line, your front wheels are up and over. Your back wheels are just over. I mean, even that little Ollie's just about enough to make it up that curb, just about enough with the right timing and confidence. So the interesting thing is your goal here is to Ollie up a curb. Well, look, man, you've got the skill already, I think, to do it. We'll continue working on your amplitude because I think anyone can benefit from better timing and better understanding of the different mechanics that we're working with in the Ollie, right? But for you, I think your biggest limitation is in your head. And you're not alone. That's every athlete I've ever worked with that runs into a roadblock is it's a fear mechanism, you know, and it's not like I'm saying they're all afraid, but they are, and they all deal with it differently. Some people can't overcome their fear by just doing it and getting another rep. Some people actually have to take a break, come back to it with a different approach, learn something, develop a fundamental skill, and then they'll grow. I like what you did though. Nice job with the creative hack. I think that's where you should start. When you go back to Ollie, next time you go for a session, start at that little curb and just work on your timing and just show yourself that you're getting your wheels past the paint every time, your back wheels, right? So your homework, you have some homework, right? You're going to work on practicing your failures, which is landing on the curb, straddling it and coming to a stop, and or teeter-tottering, walking the back wheels up over the curb if you feel confident enough. And you're going to practice at the wheelchair ramp, proving to yourself that your back wheels are actually clearing the paint every single time, which means you could successfully ollie up a curb if you can turn off your emotion, turn off your fear, and trust the mechanics that you've worked so hard to develop. Does that make sense?
That's great. Thanks.
Awesome. Good job, Joe.
See you next time.
Our goal is to help you learn how to skateboard and understand more about skateboarding. If this video helped you, be sure to hit us up in the comments below and tell us what you'd like us to focus on for our next video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and then subscribe to our channel and tell your friends all about us. If you'd like to learn more about the United States Skateboard Education Association, please visit www.ussea.us, where you can learn more about how to skate, learn more about helping others learn how to skate, and become a certified skateboard coach.